Today is Sunday the 29th of January 2017. It is 1149 hours Central European Time. This video goes out to all of the obscene religious pieces of shit amongst Fix Mundi and their willing executioners. I would like to refer you back to my three-part video called Never Aberrate, Parts 1, Part 2, and 3 from the 8th of July 2016. I will post a link to at least part 1 in the description beneath this here video, so please click on it, because in these three-part videos, I know the first part, half of the video, the first half of the video is really not about that topic, but starting the second half of part 1 and part 2 and part 3 is quintessentially about the only hypothetical theoretical explainable reason for the phenomenon that your obscenity represents. I explained about the colors without an O, so it's C-U-L-L-E-R, color, the colors of the herd in these videos. And maybe, I know your allied, diverse, willing executioners keep all this information from you, which is unfortunate, but one day you will get to see these videos, and they also kept that information from you, to be found in those three parts. But maybe I wasn't very clear in these three parts. Actually, I didn't touch on it because it was a duh kind of thing, and I'm not in a habit of feeling compelled to explain duh kind of things. See, color of the herd is both implicitly as well as explicitly, which really means as duh as it can be, singular. With which I mean any herd only ever had, if there was a necessity. And I do want to point out that this whole explanation of color of the herd was fetched from a medium distance, so to speak. I don't want to say it was far-fetched, but it's fetched from a medium distance at the very least. Medium to far-fetched. But even on that assumption, on that color of the herd thing, color of the herd is implicitly and explicitly singular. There's only ever one color in one herd. As I've explained in these videos, this is a global herd, no matter how badly you try to not have it be one. It is one. It has been one for quite a while now. If you at all embrace the concept of being color of the herd, you are ridiculing yourself if you allow other colors of the herd to exist. I do want to point this out. All of you diverse little flavors of religious insanity and absanity, all of your cases where classic religiosity touches on sci-fi shit, touches on pseudoscience, touches on fantasy, touches on whatever. I guess it is fantasy in the first place, but touches on fictive fantasy, in the sense published fiction fantasy, and so on and so forth. All these cases collide with one another. I can assure you, understanding the hypothetical theoretical function of a color, the very first thing that any color would do would be cull anybody else who claims or believes to be a color of the herd. I do want to point this out. I am no color of no herd. I have never been a color. I will never be a color. Doing away with Fix Mundi has to do with doing away with obscenity and doing away with what will drive mankind into extinction if not stopped otherwise, and we're doing away with the inhuman filth that you are, with liberating mankind, with protecting mankind, with protecting, as I explained yesterday, the entire biosphere quintessentially. That has nothing to do with culling. Culling happens because there's too many. I also said in these three-part videos that we're far from the point of having too many. Not anywhere near that point. Colors of the herd, in the sense where there's a plural as to colors, but herd singular, should make your head explode. Because it should be an completely and utterly 100% unbearable situation for you. And all of you delusional colors out there, the first thing you should inevitably, inescapably be driven to do is do away with all the other colors out there and all the other delusional such and all the other who cling to that little hope of theirs that, oh, well, nature is to blame because, you know, my mind is insane and I guess I'm a color or some shit like that. If you do embrace it, especially if you embrace it for no good reason, right? If you embrace it, but if you embrace it, all right, that's me, it doesn't matter. But especially in that case, you should do something about the other colors, because color of the herd is explicitly and implicitly singular. It always was. I know I didn't say that in these three parts, because, you know, because I have a brain and you don't, and I'm not accustomed to thinking as if I had no brain. I'm sorry. The point of this video here is two things. First of all, I am not a color of the herd. I could imagine that they fucked up these videos pretty badly, as in, and or the extraction protocols during the recording these videos, maybe the videos themselves, the short version just taking bits and pieces, because they are, these three-part videos are relatively long. Well, not that long. The first part has 9 minutes 21, the second part, no sorry, the first part has 48 minutes. They are long. The second part is 40 minutes, and the third part is on another page. I'm not going to collect that, but it is also of that length ballpark. So maybe you asked your willing executioners for a 5-minute summary or something. They cut out the interesting parts, namely the parts that matter, that would at all enable you to understand. If you think you are color of the herd, understand that this is a global herd, and understand that color is singular. Oh, you may have your aids, I guess, yeah, but they are not colors of the herd. And I assure you, there's a whole lot of fuckers out there who claim to be colors of the herd. Matter of fact, you will find out that you will have to force and coerce your aids into being your aids. And that will be a very hard process. And if you find it easygoing, then that is because they like the idea of culling, or at least are accepting that idea, and really might think to see a point about it, and so on and so forth, in which case they think really that they too are colors of the herd. And in that moment you should do away with them, because there is only one color of the herd, if there is one. You know, once more, the entire concept of color of the herd was a postulated theoretic explanation for at least some of the obscenity in your minds with some of you. Nothing more than that. But all of you religious fuckers out there who want to do away with mankind, you cannot at the same time, you know, the different flavor mews, moo Jews and moo witnesses and moo whatnot and moo this and moo that, all of them, you all collide. The colors amongst you, namely that one color for each of you fuckers, you all collide, because this is one global herd. You have to do away with one another. Now, I know what shit they shove in my faces. I know what routines I get sick. For instance, this constant snot production, I want to demonstrate this constant snot production results therein I've run out of handkerchiefs. So now I revert to toilet paper because I don't have any money for handkerchiefs at the moment. Results in me blowing my nose like 300 times a day or something. And whenever I do this, look what I do. I fold my hands, according to the fuckers out there. And what they're trying to work is that whenever I blow my nose, because snot is being produced like crazy, I allegedly were praying or saying amen or saying whatever, or saying hail Satan, or saying, I don't know, to the Martian gods or something like that, you know, when I am not. I'm just blowing my fucking nose because they have the snot production on it, right? But this is work like that, and it's work through the extraction fields. And it is very easy to just check the extraction fields for me blowing my nose, and in any such case shove into, not even via the fields, but behind the extracting process once happened, add in a little, and he prayed to Jesus or something like that. I don't pray, I am an atheist. I have always been an atheist. I have been an atheist before I knew there was so nice a word for it. You, religious filth of Fix Mundi, should watch my 3-part video from July 2016, and that culling thing, understand how that is implicitly and explicitly singular, and never was in the history of mankind. I mean, especially way, way back in the old days, where there may or may not have been such a phenomenon as the necessity for a color, an implicitly and explicitly singular thing. And not because the herd was relatively small in those days. It is completely irregardless of the size of the herd. Completely irregardless thereof. I want you to understand that. And if you don't figure that, and as long as your fucking willing executioners keep that from you, you are ridiculing yourselves, and once more you're being ridiculed by your willing executioners that you so happily allow to collaborate with the willing executioners of other IGs against me. And the fuckers at Google/YouTube/Alphabet who suppress the information, and so on and so forth. I just want to let you know that. Nothing more than that.